All right, good morning. So, the day after PAX, the day without a plan. Well, there is a slight plan, I guess. Um, but yeah, ever since becoming homeless van guy, uh, the blip on the horizon was to just get to PAX, survive long enough, get by long enough to get to PAX. So now I need another pip on the horizon to aim towards. Otherwise, I'm going to get listless, aimless, and probably start to spiral. And so we're going to give that some thought about some specifics. But I very much enjoyed PAX, very much enjoyed hanging out with mates again. It has put me in a good mood. I'm very tired today, though. Like, every time I do one of these events, yeah, I get through it. But the day after is always like, ugh. Although I'm not doing too bad this year. My feet are doing a little bit better than they often do, considering the amount of walking. The back is behaving itself. Uh, but yeah, fantastic weekend. So thank you to everyone who made it fantastic, including my IRL friends, the people at the con, the viewers and whatnot who come up to me and say, hey, how you doing? Good luck with the thing that's happening. I like your content, etc., etc., etc. And those who, for those we had a little chat to, you're all very pleasant people. To those of you who use the PayPal link to help support me through this weekend and make me worry less about spending money on food con prices, for example, I appreciate that. Donating for a dice, that was nice too. But yeah, I think first thing this morning, I've already checked out the hotel. I didn't do a tour of the room. It was a motel room. It was fine. It was a little bit dated decor wise, if you're interested. Perfectly fine. Quiet, safe, secure, fantastic pressure in the shower and hot water. Love that. 4 days straight of hot showers. Oh. And sleeping on a real bed for the first time in 5.5 weeks or whatever it's been. But yeah, first priority this morning is we need to find a laundromat because I did go through far more clothes than usual on a daily basis, being at a con, of course. Can't get by with wearing the same t-shirt 2 or 3 days in a row when you're doing that. You get stinky real fast. So need a laundromat. Food, then laundromat actually, because I haven't had breakfast yet either. So food, laundromat, and then we'll figure out what comes next. Sounds like a plan? Okay. Back on the road. I'm gonna miss having a room with my own toilet and my own shower and an actual bed. So, as you can see, arrived at McDonald's. I just picked a random McDonald's like 20 minutes away, north-ish. The instant I got on the road and was sort of left alone with my own thoughts for a second, I started to feel really resentful about being stuck in this van again. I'm not even sure whether resentful is the right word, because I'm not resentful against anyone. It's just the situation. It was really nice being in that, hotel. It was really nice being in that motel room for 4 days straight. I think I just readjusted to having a secure space that was mine, that was reliable, that was, I could stand up in. So yeah, I started to feel really resentful about being in this van again and not knowing what comes next. And I started to get real upset about it. feeling it now, actually, just welling up at the back of my throat, just behind my eyes. Intellectually, it's probably just because I'm exhausted after the last 4 days of PAX adventuring. It's normal for me to be extremely low energy after the event, but normally after the event, I crash out at home. I just have a quiet day in the dark, maybe watch some Star Trek, Family Guy or something. Just chill for the whole day, but I can't do that today. I have to. There are things that need to be done, and I've got to find another place to stay at some point. Probably a truck stop, I think. Would be just the easiest, most convenient to get to at this point. But yeah, I'm not feeling super good right now. But I also haven't eaten this morning, so maybe I'll feel a bit better after a big breakfast. I wasn't going to have a big breakfast, but I think I'm going to have a big breakfast. Just to try and get that, and just see if the mood shakes. Phew. Was feeling fine. I thought today was going to be fine. Weeks. Let's see how we do after a feed. Yeah, it wasn't the lack of breakfast. Having a nice big hearty McDonald's greasy carb-rich breakfast has done nothing to my mood. Also, the coffee was a bit disappointing, quite weak. Oh well. I'm going to try very hard not to dwell in this mood, not to spiral. I'm going to use all the tools in my arsenal. I feel like I'm teetering. I'm exhausted. I'm coming down off a weekend high, essentially. Is this a depressive episode, or is this just me recovering? It is currently impossible to tell, and that's worrying. I have picked a laundromat. It is the same laundromat I used before PAX, so I know, and I did that very deliberately, even though it's nowhere near the closest one. But it is a familiar space, and I know the area is quiet and pleasant, and fairly upmarket, actually. Like the houses around it and stuff, pretty fancy. So I should feel fine in that space for the next hour or whatever it takes to do the laundry. I was going to talk a bit today about my, retrospectively about PAX and how it was run and compared to previous events and stuff, but I don't know whether I've got enough energy for that today. We'll see. But do know that I am going to talk about that. I know I promised to talk about it on the Friday, about how the event was run and stuff like that, and some of the things I didn't like that they changed this year. I haven't forgotten about that. It will come, maybe not in today's video. We'll see. For right now, though, I have to do the laundry. I have retreated back to the van while the dryer does its thing. There are people in that laundromat who are not engendering peace within my mind. One of them is on a video call just shouting at her phone over the noise of the machines, of course, instead of just walking somewhere quieter and having that conversation. There's another woman in there, determined not to acknowledge that other people exist at all, just flicking through Instagram or TikTok or something on her phone at full volume. And there's a third person in there also shouting at their phone, held out like this, using the speakerphone. Drives me silly. Do people not know how phones work? Hold them to your head. Nobody needs to hear your phone call. Watching media in public? Get some fucking headphones. You're not the main character. You share this world with other people. Show them a little fucking common fucking decency and respect. So, rather than shout at these hideous people or get petty and start playing the loudest possible thing I could manage on my phone, held right up next to her head to see if she gets the fucking point, I have come out to the van. At the very least, it has been a distraction from my own dim and glim mood. And it is quite warm in the van here as well. It's a bit of a chilly day out there, but the van has been greenhousing a little bit. Not really any clear sun today, but it's still nice and warm in here, so I'm just going to peace out for the next 32 minutes until the dryer is done. Yay. Not entirely sure how long I've been sitting here, kind of completely vagued out. But you know, just a park I found that has a little quiet car park in it. There were a few people scattered around. They seemed to have buggered off after burning out their lunch hour or whatever they were doing. Not feeling much better. Trying to self-examine, what it is I'm feeling, why I'm feeling it. Like we talked about earlier, is it just exhaustion from all the energy I've been burning the last few days at the con? Is it some flavor of autistic burnout? Is it bipolar depression, just in a little depressive swing because I burned up all the resources that were keeping me, happy and joyful? There's no more of those fun time chemicals available, so the brain just goes, all right. And it reminded me of something that I've been meaning to talk about for a fistful of videos now. A comment that's getting more common from, not just from like one commenter, but I've seen several different people comment like that and probably stop watching. And it's people, I don't want to use the word complaining, but that's the easiest accessible term. They're complaining that I talk too much about autism, too much about bipolar depression, etc. In these vlogs. And they're like, yeah, we get it. You've got bipolar, you've got autism. You don't have to keep mentioning it every single video. We know.
No, you don't know. Obviously, you don't know. I mean, you might know that I have those things. I am those things. But if you're getting annoyed because in these vlogs, which are about my daily experiences, what I'm going through day to day, what I'm doing day to day, how things are affecting me day to day, and you think I'm bringing up autism and bipolar too much, too often, you don't yet understand what these things are. These are how I experience the world. It's not a cold that I sometimes get. I'm not prone to getting the flu more often than someone else. So, every few weeks I feel a bit sniffly and I run a fever, but then I'm fine. And then I don't have the flu for a while until I get the flu again. That's not how any of this works. Every single day, autism affects the way I interact with the world. Every single day, the bipolar affects the way I interact with the world. It's not a sometimes thing. It's not a disease that I sometimes catch. And so if you're sitting there thinking, wow, he sure does bring it up a lot. Oh, the autism because of this and the bipolar because of this. You don't understand it yet. And if you don't understand it, you can't have empathy for people like me. When people say things like that and say, oh, you don't have to make it your entire personality. And this goes for a lot of different things that certain types of people point at us. You go, yeah, we know this about you. You're so special. You've got your little tag. You've got your little minority tag. You don't have to make your entire personality about it. Well, guess what? Quite a lot of those little tags, people don't make their entire personality about them. Those things help form your personality. And if you are struggling every single day with something, against something, and you are trying to get other people to understand, so they have a little grace to offer you, a little kindness, a little understanding, a little empathy, even sympathy sometimes, then when you talk about how you are feeling in the world, as you move through it, you bring it up in the hopes that the message gets across that it's not a sometimes thing. This is the everyday experience. There is no day where the autism doesn't affect me. There is no day where I'm not bipolar for a while. Bipolar isn't just when I'm hypomanic, and it isn't just when I'm depressed. It's all of the time. It's always sitting there. So if you think it's annoying, if you think it's intrusive, if you think it's disruptive to constantly be reminded that I am autistic, that I have bipolar disorder, try living with it. And that's one of the things I've been trying to do with these videos, very deliberately trying to do with these videos, is give that context about why and how and when I'm feeling or experiencing different things. I'm trying to sow that message in that it is how we live our lives. And the fact that some people aren't quite getting that is a little bit frustrating. So now I have to come out and spell it out for those people, if they are still watching. Because I've had a couple of them tell me directly, oh, I'm not watching these vlogs anymore. I liked watching them to see your journey through all this, but I'm so tired of hearing you say you're autistic or bipolar. It's exhausting how little people try sometimes to understand. They think they're empathetic. They think they care about other people. But they'll never, ever make the effort to try and understand. And that's upsetting. Then again, some people might. So it's worth the effort anyway.